When Dragons Rise, the story of the 5 fighters who shook the world, from Shaolin to Hollywood. Since ancient times, where the secrets of the Far East are revealed and the sun rises above the heads of dragons, martial arts emerged from the very core of the ancient monasteries, like a sacred fire blazing within the bodies of Shaolin monks. They were not mere movements, but chapters of wisdom deeply rooted in history, flowing through the veins like a sweeping current. Then this wisdom set forth, crossing continents and oceans to invade the strongholds of Hollywood. But China did not give the world mere arts. It gave it men of flesh, sweat, and an unceasing pulse. Men who became legends until people believed their muscles were engraved with salvation. And here the tale begins, the tale of 5 fighters who forged the glory of China upon the cinematic stage. We begin with 5th place, Donnie Yen, son of the wind and his mother's teachings. Imagine an 11-year-old boy standing in the training yard, sweat pouring down his forehead as though writing for him a destiny he did not choose. His mother, a martial arts expert, saw in him what no one else saw, the seed of a noble beast that would one day grow to astonish the world. Donnie Yen was born in 1963 in Canton. He learned wushu and taekwondo, leaving the path of childhood to join the path of the warrior. At 14, he began to absorb every art as if eternally hungry. He did not dream of cinema, rather, cinema was the one that saw him first. A producer passed by chance, saw his body moving as if it were a new physical law, and gave him his first role at the age of 19. Then came the Ip Man series. In it, Donnie became the shadow of Bruce Lee's true master. He became an icon, the voice of a hand piercing through time and saying, yes, the East still forges miracle makers. 4th, Samo Hung, the dragon who appeared. Late. Perhaps you did not remember his face at first glance, but he was always there, in the background, in battles, in choreography, and in the shock of minds that know that genius sometimes wears the features of a man who seems very ordinary. Samo Hung was born in 1952. He carried wushu as a monk carries his prayer beads. He appeared alongside Bruce Lee himself in the films Enter the Dragon and Game of Death, and heard words from him that remained etched in his memory. You are the one with hot Chinese blood. For this reason, Samo was nicknamed among fighters as the Calm Fury, the power that does not scream, yet is heard. He directed, wrote, choreographed fights, and battled on screen as if it were the last thing he would ever do in his life. And his films, such as The Iron Fist and Ip Man, are not merely works, but birth certificates for entire generations of action lovers. 3rd, Jet Li, the orphan who forged his glory with his fist. He was born in 1963 in Beijing. He was the youngest in a family that lost its father early. A child who possessed nothing but his body, inheriting nothing but poverty. At the age of 8, his mother took him to a wushu school, and there he began to change. He earned 15 gold medals, 1 lone silver medal, and world championships before reaching 20. He trained in everything: Northern Fist, Tiger Fist, Southern Kung Fu, swords, staffs, and 3-section weapons, as if he wished to write his history with his wounds and pain. He appeared in the film Shaolin Temple. Then his fame exploded with Fist of Legend in 2000. Today, the world knows him as a fighter who carries the balance of philosophers and the speed of an ageless Eastern lightning. 2nd, Jackie Chan, the clown who defeated gravity. His original name was Chan Kong Sang, but the world knew him by a name he acquired by chance when he worked in construction in Australia. He was born in 1954 and was nicknamed Pow Pow, meaning the bomb child, for his intense energy. Perhaps fate whispered early that he would indeed become a cinematic bomb. He entered the Chinese Drama Academy and learned combat as a child learned speech. He earned a black belt in Hapkido, but he resembled no one. Neither Bruce Lee nor Jet Li in their fighting and style. He was something different, a blend of comedy, seriousness, and calculated recklessness. He leapt from buildings, clung to buses, fought with ladders, brooms, and lamps. Jackie Chan did not act. He personally challenged the laws of Newton. He mastered several languages, as if the entire world had long prepared to speak his language. And we reach first place. Bruce Lee, the man who became an icon. He was born in 1940 in the Hour of the Dragon and the Year of the Dragon, as though the heavens themselves had written his name in flame. He was called Lee Jun Fan, until a nurse named him Bruce, and from there, everything began. Martial arts masters rejected him because of his mixed heritage, but Ip Man accepted him. That acceptance forged an entire history. He learned Wing Chun, fought in the streets, clashed with gangs, then traveled to America for fear of being killed there. In the United States, the world discovered what it means for a human to move faster than the imagination of the camera. Through films such as Fist of Fury and Enter the Dragon, these were not mere successes, but declarations of the birth of a new combat philosophy, Jeet Kune Do, which combined freedom and transcendence. His fame became limitless, and his words became wisdom passed between people as a law of life. Thus, China created men who fought as if writing history with their fists. 5 fighters, 5 legends, 5 different paths to understanding the body, the soul, and cinema. Each according to his preferred fighting style, constantly forming, changing, and never defeated. Men who did not seek glory, for glory itself followed their steps as a shadow follows its owner. Each of them came from a different moving story to affirm that China will remain a land that does not only give birth to fighters, but gives birth to ways of life. In the East, a punch is not merely combat, it is protest against weakness, a tactic of discipline, and a message that tells the world, when the body is freed from fear, it becomes a legend. These 5 were not merely actors, they were witnesses of an era that taught us how to resist, how to rise, and how to reshape ourselves every time we are broken. When you hear the echo of Bruce Lee's words, "Be water, my friend," you understand that strength is not in the muscle, but in the ability to adapt, to transform endlessly, no matter the vessel and no matter how cruel and miserable the world may be.